The 2015-2016 academic year is coming to a close for Assumption College, as finals have begun and the Greyhounds are about 2 weeks away from the Northeast 10 Conference Championships at AIC. For the final episode of the Coach's Corner for the 2015-16 year, as always, Evan O'Neill along with head coach Stacie Wentz. The men's and the women's teams ventured to the heartland of Boston, Massachusetts for the Sean Collier Invitational at MIT this past Saturday, as the women broke 4 school records and even had a standout sophomore qualify for the NCAA National Championships. Megan Perrin broke the first record of the day in the javelin with a throw of over 150 feet. Coach, she's had an incredible season, and I think what's so impressive is that when she breaks these records, she doesn't break them by small distances. She goes as far as she can go with it. What do you attribute to that success?
I mean, we had been talking on this show about Megan pretty much every week, and she's very consistent. And we knew that she was ready to pop one. We finally got to MIT with her. And last year, both times we were there, it was really windy. The wind just really, the tailwind just took the javelin down. Yep. This week, for whatever reason, we actually didn't have wind coming off the Charles River, which was amazing. Not expected. And she just went out there and popped one on her first throw. And so, she's sitting 10th in the country, didn't even drop. We pretty much guaranteed her into the national championships, and now the next step is, hopefully become an All-American. I mean, that's always the goal. So
right, definitely. And freshman Greta Scott, who we've talked about a lot this season, just like Megan, she broke the 400-meter record by less than a second at 58.35 seconds, and then to round it out, the 4x100 and 4x400 meter relay teams set the final records of the meet for Assumption. Now, Coach, Greta's a freshman. She's got that taste of a conference championship from the indoor season, but this is her last meet of the season. She wants to go out with a bang. How are you guys going to mentally prepare her for that?
Well, we basically just simulated what her conference Saturday is going to look like. She's really going to only see, if we throw her in long jump Friday at conferences, and then, which we're still making that decision. We probably will because she really likes that event. And then definitely put her in the 200 fresh and not run her in the 100, which is what we did this weekend. And then we essentially simulated what day 2 of conference championships will be for her, starting out 4x1, 400, 200, and come back on the 4x4. Right. And she, like I said, she ran great, and she's really rolling, and, I think she is really excited about what the next couple of days are going to look like. Penn relays this weekend, and then next week with conference championships.
Definitely. So. Now, on the men's side, sophomore Jeremy Ali Tarter, who's not an unfamiliar name to us at this point. He broke a 41-year-old school record in the 800 meter. Sounds a little bit familiar. Yeah. With a 1:56.05 finish. What are you expecting from Jeremy in terms of finishing this year out strong?
Killing that school record. I mean, that is definitely an expectation. That's his expectation. He came through the 600 actually a little slow, which is maybe why, 1:56 it was impressive in the fact that he actually finished the race. He looked really strong in the last 200 meters. He said, I'm going for it, and went. Right. And that was probably the first time in the season that I've actually seen him go try to win and do it really, really strong, running that fast. But they were a little slow. He wasn't in the right heat. That race wasn't set up for him to run fast. Yeah, I broke a 41-year school record, but he's gone faster in the indoor season. Now we just need to put him in the race with the competition, and he needs to be smart in it and not get tripped up or spiked or whatever, stay out of trouble, but be ready to go on the outside and ready to roll and go for the win. And that's really what we want him to do. Our conference is really stacked in the 800. He's ran 1:56. He's like 17th or 18th in our conference, which is crazy. That is probably the most stacked event in our conference that I would say of any event that we have the deepest. Right. He's got to be ready to roll, and we're going to run him this weekend and see if we can get that time down a little bit more so that we can get him into at least the second heat at conference championships. And in a conference situation, sometimes those guys in the second and third heats end up winning the overall thing because sometimes that first heat, they don't run for time, they run for place, and sometimes they slow it down a little bit. So that's what we're going to go for.
Definitely. And that will do it for us this week and for the season. As always, Evan O'Neill and Coach Wentz saying so long for the 2015-16 track and field season. The Greyhounds will send a select group of runners to the Penn Relays tomorrow, and they will meet the rest of the team at the Skyhawk Invitational this Saturday, April 30th at Stonehill College in Easton, Massachusetts. Follow all of Assumption Greyhounds athletics on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube for the latest, and visit the official website for Assumption College Athletics at AssumptionGreyhounds.com. Thank you for tuning in, and one last time, go Hounds.